then accordingly they are taking the time also for the two loads, 200 difference. They are taking the loads times actually. The dotted line is for half load or load condition, and the dark lines are for no load conditions. So these are the values, right, sir?
Yeah, correct. So slope will be high for the no load condition.
No load condition.
Load conditions. Because
slope will be correct. Slope will be 5
for the same numerator.
Exactly.
The denominator is low for load condition.
Yeah, correct. So based on that, we have the formulas alpha 1 by alpha 2 minus 1. So from that, they find what the
So now we got the expected trend, right?
Exactly.
It is passing through all points, no?
Yeah. No, this is not our exact reading, sir. I just took from some internet source just to have an idea on that.
Okay.
For them to have an idea, because again they're calling back and asking so many questions. So just to make them that this is the trend, that is what
the way they have to do it. Like
exactly.
Correct, Bon. Correct. This is how they had to do it. Sir, Gupta sir, జాయిన్ అయ్యారా?
Gupta sir, చూడండి సార్ ఒకసారి చూస్తాను. లేదు సార్ ఇంకా జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి.
అదే మనము by 3 o'clock we have to wind up because there is
sure.
Condolence meeting is there.
Yeah. So 6 we have 12 minutes, sir. Almost everything is in the video. So whenever you want me to start, I will start. Around 2:10 can we start, sir? It's around 2:07 now.
And before some preamble చెప్పమంటారా?
Yeah, already. Yes, sir. It's up to you, sir.
Why we read it the experiment?
Yeah, that would be good, sir. Actually.
Yeah.
Sir, is the screen visible, sir?
బాగుంది. Slightly zoom చేయండి. Good. Sarthak and Kalyan. You are there, no?
Yeah, sir.
Sarthak. Yeah, Kalyan.
Sir. I'm there.
You are also.
Vishnu, are you there?
Yes, sir. I am here, sir.
So, who are the other TAs are available today? Any other TAs are available?
Sir, Kaushik and Niranjan are available, sir.
Kaushik and Niranjan. So you both are from MTech, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
इसलिए वो नंबर दिया ना आपने कि
Ajay Kumar Nandi is also there, sir.
Who is that?
Ajay Kumar.
Ajay Kumar. So 2 from PhD and 2 from MTech are present.
or you say MTech people are there in the campus or not?
I in campus, sir. Niranjan.
You are coming regularly to class.
What class, sir?
No, he is not coming
Very
to the lab, sir. When did you come back here, Niranjan?
In September month only, sir.
Oh, this month only, right? So I have
Yes.
not informed, sir, that for MTech I have not informed. From next week, every Thursday you come to the lab around 9:30.
Okay, sir.
The TAs are requested to come to the lab on that because
Okay, sir.
the lab is being explained there, so it will give a good idea, better idea.
Okay, sir.
So two people from PhD and 2 from MTech are present, sir. Gupta sir also joined, sir. Gupta sir also joined. Good afternoon, Gupta sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, can we start, sir?
Oh, 1 minute. Okay, Sampath garu.
Yes, sir. Just a moment. I'm starting the video, sir.
నన్ను చెప్పమంటారా స్టార్టింగ్?
Yes, sir. A little very brief. Sir.
Yeah, brief. So good afternoon, everyone. We did in the last class the experiment on Kirloskar engine for finding out the friction power through retardation test. In fact, there is some slight variation in the conduct of experiment. We realized that why the plots are not coming in line with the theory explained. So the main drawback what I observed was, say, as we explained, we had to bring the engine by supplying the fuel to the 1500 RPM. We are cutting off the fuel supply. Am I right? Can anybody respond?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when you bring the engine under no load condition, let us say first, under no load conditions, you are bringing the engine to 1500 RPM by supplying the required amount of fuel by varying the fuel rack. Okay. So allow it to run for steadily for some time. Then you cut off the fuel supply. So there will be a drop in the speed. So as the speed is falling from 1500 to 1400, let us say note down the time. Similarly, when it goes to 1300, 1200, 1100, 1000, likewise you are noting down the time taken for a drop of every 100 RPM. Okay. So once you cut off the fuel supply, you have noted down, and we observed slightly there is a variation in the values noted down by your 3 or 4 friends. Okay, so that is not the issue here. So you observe mainly that when we cut off the fuel supply at 1500, there is small amount of fuel left over. So when it was at 1400, and as we're gradually going down towards the 1000, 1100, 1000, no, the amount of fuel, the heat available within the combustion chamber is gradually reduced, and by the time you are coming to the nearest end of your dead point, no, so almost there is nothing like that. So the fall in speed is much faster. So then it has given a rethinking that we should not perform the experiment like that. So cut off the fuel supply 1500 and allow it to go for 1400. So note down the time taken. Since the fall in speed between 100, the drop of 100 RPM, no, you are noting down. Again, you bring the engine to 1500 RPM by supplying fuel. So note down the time taken for the drop in speed till it reaches 1300. So again, you supply the fuel, bring the engine once again to 1500. Note down the time taken for drop in speed up to it reaches 1200. So again, you supply the fuel, bring the engine to 1500 RPM and note down the drop in speed till it reaches 1100. So effectively there is a drop of 400 RPM from. So for every time what we are doing, we are supplying the fuel and noting down the drop with effective amount of heat available within the combustion chamber. Okay, so that has minimized the variation in the timings, and the expected trends explained in the literature have been obtained. So we have done that good amount of work, myself and Dr. Sampath Kumar, and finally we came to a conclusion that better we do the experiment. So that is the motivation behind why we repeated the experiment. It is not a repetition, but why the trends have not come in line with the theory explained in the textbooks. So likewise, we allowed your friends also to note down. Now this time what we did was we have noted down with the mechanical type of stopwatches, and also allow your one or two friends to note down through the mobile phone whatever stopwatches are there. Let us see how it varies from person to person. Any variation are there. We observed very modest variation in the drop in time, or variation in time with the drop in speed. Of course, when three people have taken, we have taken the average values. Okay, so thereby we can minimize the errors which are incurred in the experimental measurements. That's how we conducted the experiment. Is it okay, Dr. Sampath?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if this with this preamble, let us see, because we have taken a video, and we are very much satisfied, because we will also hope that you will also satisfy that a very stable condition operation was observed. So both with regard to the load reading and unload no load readings, and unless we are satisfied with the speed which is just steadily observed at a given point of time, we didn't compromise on that to the extent possible. So I request Dr. Sampath to play the video.
So voice audio.
Everyone, today we will be performing the retardation test on Kirloskar single cylinder diesel engine. So both the specifications are mentioned here. The important part of this particular experiment is we will be doing with respect to the variation in speed by cutting off the fuel supply. So first of all, let us follow the fuel line where from it is starting. It is starting from the fuel tank, and it is flowing through this plastic tubing till it comes to the fuel filter. So fuel filter is here. So once it gets filtered, it is passing through the metallic tubing with a larger diameter, and finally it is moving into the fuel injection pump, where we have a provision for varying the amount of fuel to be injected by varying the bellows. So if you observe here are the bellows which are connected to the, by varying this fuel rack position. So on both the sides you observe here, I am pushing to the left, from left to right. So there is a fuel rack which is coming out this end. Okay. So by varying this particular fuel rack, in an actual vehicle what happens, this is being connected to your accelerator pedal in a typical diesel engine. So the amount injected is varied by regulating this particular fuel rack. So wherein the required amount of fuel as per the demand from the operator will move into the metallic tubing, and finally it reaches into the fuel injector. So through the fuel injector the fuel is flowing. So the pressures what they are attained in a fuel injection pump are converted into the kinetic energy, because it has got to be penetrated into the high pressure, high density available here at the end of the compression stroke. Okay, this is the fuel line as far as the engine working is. Now let us look into the conduct of this retardation test. So we will be performing this test at a no load condition first. So for doing this one, we will bring the engine to 1500 rpm, as the speed of the engine is 1500 rpm, by supplying some required amount of fuel and without applying any external load. So whether load is applied or not, which will be seeing as the external dial reading. So when no load is applied, so the dial reading will be at 0, So by varying the fuel rack, you will be trying to bring the engine to 1500 RPM, and which can be seen directly onto the inner dial. So we'll be bringing the engine to 1500 RPM. So allow the engine to run steadily at 1500 RPM. Then, because as a part of a retardation test, because retardation, the name itself suggests that we are trying to retard the engine. So instead of working at 1500, we will be retarding to different speeds, so lower speeds. So once it is running at 1500, we cut off the fuel supply to the engine. So it brings the engine to 1400 RPM. 1400 RPM, let us say. So in the meantime, you note down the time taken for the drop in the 100 RPM, that is 1500 to 1400. Okay. So next, again you bring the engine to 1500 RPM by supplying the fuel supply, because there was no fuel, no. So again you bring the engine to 1500 RPM. So cut off the fuel supply and see that where is the dial reading shows 1300 RPM. Note down the time taken for the engine to bring from 1500 RPM to 1300 RPM. So likewise, you again bring the engine to 1500 RPM, again observe the engine where it is coming to 1200 RPM. So note down the drop in for 300 RPM that time. So simultaneously you have to switch on your stopwatch. So that is as far as 1300 is concerned. Then you bring back again the engine by supplying the fuel to 1500 RPM. Again cut off the fuel supply. Allow the engine to come to, by cutting off the fuel supply, bring the engine to 1100 RPM. So you will observe that there is a drop in 400 RPM. Simultaneously note down the time taken for drop in 400 RPM. So again supply the fuel, bring the engine to 1500 RPM, cut off the fuel supply, observe the drop in the engine speed till it becomes to 1000 RPM. So there is a equivalent drop of 500 RPM. Note down the time taken for the drop in 500 RPM. So likewise, you will get the time taken for drop in very cumulative wise 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So this is how we have to conduct the experiment. This is as far as the no load condition is concerned. So as far as the specifications of the engine is concerned, we have loaded the engine to the maximum load of 2.4 kg. So 2.42 kg force meter, no, the dynamometer reading. Equally, the first 0, no load condition is 0. Next point will be 0.5. So by adjusting the DC shunt dynamometer, so you bring the engine to take the load of 0.5. So as like earlier, the engine was run at 0 load and 1500 RPM. As soon as you apply the load, the engine speed will drop. So you have to compensate for the loss in speed by giving more fuel supply. So again you will be adjusting the fuel rack so that engine again will be brought back to 1500 RPM. So at that moment you cut off the fuel supply, note down the time taken for drop in 100 RPM. So that means 1500 to 1400. So here you will be noting down the time taken for drop in 100 RPM. So that time you note down. Then you bring the engine to again 1500 RPM. So we are not changing the load. So it is still at a 0.5 load. So at that condition, you bring the engine to again 1500 RPM by supplying the fuel. Note down in this particular case the drop in the time taken for moving from 1500 to 1300. Okay. So again, allow the engine to come to 1500 RPM. Note down the time taken for the drop in from 1500 to 1200. So that is the time taken for drop in 300 RPM. So likewise you go up to 1000 RPM. So in short, so we will be doing this experiment in two cases. That is, one is with no load, another is with loaded condition.
Now we are showing the actual experiment, sir.
Sir, once minimize the tab, then you
What? Let the quality little improve. That's why I'm waiting. 360 it will immediately, but it's not very clear, no. So that's why I'm trying to see.
once minimize the tab, sir. That minimize.
Basically on the quality, not on the minimization.
Okay.
If I change the quality, automatically. Sir, I'm starting from this one. It's cranking of the manual cranking. There is no load and 1500 RPM. To 1400 RPM, first reading was taken. It's very fast. (1500 to 1400, 1300). (700). Now load condition. So right now, what we are going, so far what we have seen is with no load, that is zero load, and then for each reading, we have bringing the engine to 1500 RPM, and every time we are reducing to 1400, 1300, 1200, as Sir has explained. Now you are going to see the load application, how they are applying the load, and then how we are repeating the same process again. So this is how they are starting they are trying to load the engine. They are applying loads. you can see the load is varying. I'm trying bring back it to 0.5. You see very clearly 0.5 kpm. It is around close to 4600 RPM. Clearly you can see 0.5 load, 1500 RPM. Exactly where you reached.
The first reading from 1500 to 1400 RPM with load condition.
Point 5, 1500. That is 1300 reading. This null reading he has taken wrong. $1,200. $1,100. $1,000.
Now closing of the experiment.
So now he is stopping the engine. Now he's taking first the load spring, he is bringing back to 0. Then he is cutting off the engine fuel, the fuel to the engine is cutting off. You can see the speed, RPM is getting down.
This is how the experiment has to be stopped. Engine is stopped.
Probably the video is little blur because of the quality. I think if I can increase the quality to 720, it will be pretty clear. Streaming actually today, now it is pretty clear. You can see the readings. Yeah. You can see there 1-2 seconds. It's almost 3 point something, some seconds you can see. So when I share this folder, I am sure that you will be pretty easily see all the readings taken very proper. So these are the readings, sir. I wanted to put it in a PDF, but I just wanted to see the feel, how they have taken and averaged. So I just kept the same image.
Correct.
So students, you can note down the average no load conditions.
You have to zoom it.
Is it okay, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
ఇంకొద్దిగా పర్ఫెక్ట్.
Or I can share this image with you. I will keep this in the folder. Just make some note down that traits. $1,500, 1,400, 0.76 seconds. 1,500 to 1,300, it is 1.5 seconds. 1,500 to 1,200, 2.9 seconds. 1,500 to 1,100, 3.86 seconds. 1,500 to 1,000, 4.85 seconds. This is at no load. With 0.5 load, it is 1,500 to 1,400, 0.45 seconds. 1,500 to 1,300, 1.05 seconds. 1,500 to 1,200, 2.23 seconds. 1,500 to 1,100, 2.93 seconds. And 1,500 to 1,000, that is 3.70. That is 500 RPM.
Yeah, they can observe that there is a sharp fall in the time for the same drop in speed under no load condition and
With
the
load.
part load condition. So imagine if it is loaded to the full load condition, what will be the time taken? You know, at 1/4 itself, it is almost a 1/8, no, 2.4 minutes.
So now the speeds here, sir, it's like 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500 in the top. With no load time this time, and with load this time, they have to take whatever the difference that we get. That times they have to take. And should I show the plot again, sir? Previous plots.
Yeah. So
You can
sample plot you
You
can
can,
show.
yeah, you can explain this. So now you can explain, sir, this example.
It's a plain graph sheet. What you have to take is a 50
Okay.
and y-axis you take. Yeah. Somebody is
This is
asking. Somebody is asking one question. Hello. Okay. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. So there is a drop in speed. So we have taken each unit as a 50 RPM. So initially we have a drop, but let us consider only the no load condition. So for a drop in at zero speed, zero time, so there is nothing. We are starting. So let us say at 0 to 100. So the very first 1,500 to 1,400. So the time taken will be some value we may get 0.72, I think. 0.72. Okay. Correct again?
I think so, sir.
Yeah,
Can I
0.7. Yeah, 0.72. And for 200. 200 means how much is showing?
I'll just tell you, sir. Just a moment.
1.05.
1.05.
At 200, it is 1.5 minus 0.76. That is around 0.7 something.
Okay. But directly from 0 to 200, they can show, no?
Yeah, 200, 15 to
Like I, so 1.05, no?
1.5 seconds, sir. 200
1.5.
RPM, it is 1.5 seconds.
1.5 seconds, like this.
For 300, it is 2.9 seconds.
Oh.
And for 400, it is
ఇది కొద్దిగా స్కేల్ మనం
scale they have to change, sir. This scale they have to change.
Yeah, they have to change. And it is not going beyond 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. They
So
can take
likewise,
a scale.
each unit they can take it as a 0.5, so that very clear graphs can be observed. Each unit they take it as a 0.5 seconds. Likewise, you can draw. So what you will please show. So it is starting with the origin. You see that with the no load, it is like this, and the load, because there is a sharp fall in speed, you get the steeper curve. Let us see. You have to, as per the procedure, you have to find out the slopes of this curve for the same drop in the speed. Let us, if I consider 150 to 350, let us say wide range. 150 to 350 means 200 range. So mark it here and project it on both the no load curve and also loaded curve. So what is this one? This difference is 200. So drop this value here, drop this value. So the delta T1 you get it as some value. Similarly, delta T2 for the same drop. Let us say this is delta T2. Delta T2 is smaller than delta T1. For the same drop in speed, the slope of this curve is larger than this curve, which is obvious from the graph. So the procedure says that TL by TF equal to alpha 2 minus
Alpha 2 by alpha 1
alpha
minus
2 by alpha 1 minus 1.
1.
So as per the procedure, you do the calculation, you get the value.
So these
Compare
are-
the value. No? Sir?
Yes, sir. I will try to put that screen, sir. That formula. Yeah.
These are already shared with them. No?
Yeah, it is shared, sir.
They are available. Only thing is, you please note down that here it is not 500 RPM procedure, but it is a 1500 RPM.
So this is the equation, sir, has to TL by TF equal to alpha 2 by alpha 1 minus 1. From that you'll find out TF and then.
So friction power at the no load conditions you will get it. So compare this value obtained from your Valence line, how it is comparable with that value. Okay. And also motoring test we have done now. So there are three methods we observed for determining the friction power of a single cylinder diesel engine. So how they are comparable. And once again, I will caution you, these are the three methods. These three methods are approximate methods. The crudest of the crude method is a Valence line. That doesn't require any special procedure. Along with the performance test only, we are getting the value of friction power because we are drawing the plot between fuel consumption versus brake power. The negative intercept is approximated as a friction power. Whereas motoring test, it requires a special type of arrangement. It need to be conducted on a D current diameter or electrical diameter. Similarly, retardation test also. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, which one is the most accurate method?
These three are approximate methods only. Most accurate method means there is a direct method. You have to capture the pressures created in the cylinder for every moment of piston within the cylinder. So unless you locate the or inside a pressure transducer, which is a piezoelectric pressure transducer, and also crank angle marker is there. You are aware of P theta diagram, you know? PV diagram, P theta diagram.
Yes, sir.
In,
Yes, sir. In PMA,
yes,
we had studied.
So that is what is called PV diagram, also called indicator diagram. Okay. What is indicated there? Those are the variation of pressures within the cylinder pertaining to each crank angle. Okay. So if you can obtain those traces, that is what is happening within that comes under the subject of engine diagnostics. So you are trying to capture the pressures and draw the graph. So take that mean effective pressure. So from that you evaluate the value of indicated power, and anyway dynamometer attached to the engine will give you the brake power at each load. So whatever you want, so indicated power minus brake power is a friction power. So you have to obtain the P theta diagram or PV diagram, whichever is convenient at every load. Okay, that is a direct method. So another method we didn't speak because unless we go to the multi-center engine, we have to perform what is called Morse test. That is also an approximate test. All these four methods are comparable with should be compared against the direct method. Okay, what you said is accurate method. Accurate method, we can say it is a direct method.
Yes, sir. Good.
Any other doubts?
Hello, sir. This is Mahendra.
Okay.
Sir, in this experiment, when we are stopping the fuel supply, we can see that on the on the torque reading, we can see from 0.5 to it is coming to 0. So did you
Not
understand?
coming 0.
In the video,
When
like,
you are cutting off the fuel supply, no?
yes, sir, it is
When you
coming
are
to
cutting
0.
off the fuel supply.
Yes, sir.
Once it is coming to 1400, because your purpose is served, no? You have to very, very fast to note down the, as soon as the dial comes to the needle
Sir,
comes to 1400, you
sir,
have to note
I
down
guess he is asking about the torque, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the
Yes.
load that we are applying,
Yes,
the
sir.
load
In
is
the video,
falling down. That is what.
when he's not taking any fuel, the load will fall, no?
I didn't get you, sir.
See, once engine is not consuming fuel, how can
Yes.
it sustain the load? Okay,
Yes, sir.
you are cutting off the fuel supply. The fall in speed is faster. It will be coming back to the 0, but you have to be very, very faster enough to capture by the time it comes to 1400 or 1300 like that.
Okay, sir.
Your observation is correct. You cannot hold without giving any fuel to the engine. How can it sustain the load? Okay.
Sir, that's why it's falling, no, sir. The speed is that's why falling. I didn't understand why the torque is constant, no, sir. The load will.
Same thing you have not questioned under no load condition because we have not applied any load. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
engine speed is falling, you know.
Yes, sir.
Here you are clearly seeing that load will also come down because when it is not taking any input energy, how can it sustain from the external load?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, I think like he is the confusion. He is confused in between that dial reading, but it's showing like it is showing. Is it showing the load we are applying through decision dynamometer, or second it is showing, but the engine is handling the load.
Okay, understood that dial reading is coming back to 0 because once you withdraw the fuel supply, it will not continue to take the load. No, understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are not running under the motoring conditions. Had it been motoring conditions, it is trying to draw the power from the external source. So then there is no question of supplying fuel at all. So motoring test cannot be compared with the retardation test by combining both things. Okay. Motoring test aim is you don't have to supply fuel at all. How much energy it draws from our external source to so that it will keep the components under your desired speed. Am I right? Desired speed means 1500 or 1400 or 1300, 1200 likewise. We have taken source from the outside, na? That is from electrical dynamometer. Okay. By running the dynamometer under motoring condition means we have made it to like a motor, electric motor. Electric motor, it supplies mechanical energy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, one more doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, in this method, we will calculate frictional power from the slope, no, sir?
Yes, yes.
Actually, frictional power will vary with speed also, no, sir?
That's how to one of the question. If you go back to the second page, it is asked there. See, sir, Sampath Master.
Yes.
So you read the first question. First or second or third question.
Second. How does
How does
FKW
FKW
frictional power vary with engine speed?
Okay, so in formula, we have to vary, no, sir?
See, in formula means if FKW equal to 2 pi and TF divided by 60, it is there, no formula.
Yes, sir. And we can vary. Okay, okay. Sorry,
And
sir, I forgot the
TF is
formula.
function. The TF is a function of your it is called moment of inertia and angular acceleration. Angular acceleration is in turn is a function of a speed, you know. So 2 pi n into alpha by I. So alpha is also a function of n. So that means n square. So that means frictional power varies with the square of the engine speed. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
So, I hope whether I gave this example or not. You start rubbing your hands, okay, at a steady speed. So you increase the speed. What you observe? What do you feel?
Heat. More heat.
More heat. Till you increase the speed, the
Much
stage
more
may
heat.
come that where you get wear, okay. And also, another conclusion what you can draw is, if this engine speed is slower, okay, instead of allowing the engine to run at 1500 rpm, bringing down to 1400 rpm, had it been the engine speed is 500, let us say, 500 to 400 is a little slower than 1500 to 1400, vice versa, 2500 to 2400. So that means bringing the engine to very high RPM and then coming to fall, let us say, which will be much faster.
High speed to low speed. 25 to
So
24.
24. Okay. So likewise, those variations will also be observed that. So that's why these experiments are subjected to variations in measurements and also approximations what they are made in the conduct of experiment. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
సంపత్ గారు మనకు 3 అవుతోందండి.
Yes, sir. We can. If they don't have any doubts, we can close the sessions because already it was explained last week. So I will share the folder with you all. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. I'm stopping.
అవును. Are you satisfied with the conduct of experiment, all of you?
Yes, sir. No doubt.
Yes, sir.
So you also observe that how the engine is started once again by cranking, and the fuel line you have observed. Where are the critical components located on the engine? Where is the fuel rack? Okay, fuel injection pump, fuel injector, fuel filter, decompression lever. Hope you are all once again refreshed with the location of various components. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, one normal doubt, sir. Last time when we did experiment, there was not too much smoke, but this time there was much smoke. Any reason, specific reason, sir?
Which one?
The
Smoke
engine.
in the beginning they didn't observe smoke అంట. ఇప్పుడు స్మోక్ వచ్చింది అని అంటే
Earlier also you also got the same smoke. It was not captured.
Maybe
It was not captured.
Not captured. Yeah, correct.
It was not captured by the camera. The same thing has happened last time also. So, students, if you have further doubts, we can meet in the next semester so we can talk about it. Professor Ambar Prasad sir has got another meeting, so he has to join. So I'll be winding. So can I wind the session, sir?
Yeah, sure. Gupta sir ఏమన్నా చెప్తారేమో?
Nothing, sir. Sir is also here. So he said it's okay, fine, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
So students, if you have further doubts, we can get clarified in the next week. So for the time being, I will share the folder with you, and please take care of yourself, and thanks for attending the lab.
Sir.
Yeah.
When they have to submit this record, sir?
Next week, before next week. From today onwards, I will, after my sharing, before Wednesday, next Wednesday, 5 o'clock, they will share.
Sir, next week we are having mid, sir. From 4th to 12th, we are starting with mid. I think so. There will be a holiday for next week.
Everything is okay with you. I think only drawing the graph, readings are available. If you are perfect by today evening itself, you can submit. Okay.
But sir, we already have 3 assignments due.
Today evening or tomorrow, because see, this is also our class. This is also one of the assigned classes for you, no?
No, sir. I was thinking about lab, sir. I mean, meeting in next lab. You said, huh?
Next lab means we also pretty well know that 5th onwards your examinations are starting. Accordingly, we are making our own food. Means what to conduct in the next class, when we have to be ready like that. No class we left without conducting any experiment. Please observe those things. Okay. Did we leave any class without conducting any experiment and showing any video? Without showing any video?
No, sir. We are clear, sir. No problem is there, sir.
No, clear, no. Whether you are clear or not, but we have not avoided taking class, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, Sampath garu, I will be leaving.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I will be stopping this. Thank you, sir. I'll be stopping the lab for today. So please, I will share that in 1 hour. So after that, you please take care of the record. Thank you.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. You can say the students to upload the files into the same link.
Yeah, sure. You can upload this whatever the folders into a link shared by Vishnu. Okay, Vishnu has already shared with you in the last week, so you submit to that, right? Okay. Any questions, Sardak and Kalyan? You can contact me. All right.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
All right, Vishnu. Yeah, Vishnu, it's okay, right?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Bye. Okay. I'm ending the meeting. Yeah.